All right. Sorry for the echo there, folks. We are back. Welcome. This is the Paladin's Tavern. My name is Joe, and we are in Magic today. Magic the Gathering Arena. Probably end off the night with a little MTGO as well. But we've got a guest tonight. Is my old friend Ian. Ian's on the line with us on Discord. Ian, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. It's good to see you again, Joe. Been a long time, but getting the group together again.
I know, it's great. So for those maybe watching the stream now or later on YouTube, Ian and I go way back, more than 10 years at this point. Big collaborators when I was doing my Elder Scrolls podcasts, and he was one of our show hosts for Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls Off the Record. It was a classic Elder Scrolls, right?
Yeah, I was your backup lore master.
That's right. And then we started our own Magic the Gathering show that was right around the War of the Spark block. Remember that?
Oh yeah, we did some presentations where I would take a bunch of cards and I would have them in order based on the storyline and then with all the art and everything. That was fun.
Yeah, that was. I to this day, I still think that was a really great Magic podcast, and I think it was unique in that we covered, first of all, we covered Constructed, which is not something that you really normally hear podcasts about in Magic, but also we covered the lore, like deep dives into lore.
Yeah, like Magic Historian does a bit of that, and was it Fantasy Geographic? But like we were doing it doing a little bit of that, but also talking about current events, which he also does. Yeah.
There was I covered the GP events going on at the time. We were talking about some of the guys that were winning GP events, and this was the same time where Luis Scott Vargas had a feels bad moment at the end of a GP, a Worlds, I think it was Pro Tour. And they changed the mulligan rules as a result. Remember that?
Yeah. Although I do remember saying that, I actually enjoyed the new mulligan rule. I didn't care that he was involved with it anyways. It benefited me, so that's all that mattered.
Yeah. Do you remember the old mulligan rule? Because now I don't remember it at all.
Well, actually, no.
Wasn't it?
Oh, the original mulligan rule was that every time you would mulligan, you have to discard a card, right? Because nowadays, at least remember the way I've always seen it lately, is that your first mulligan is free, and then you go down to 1 on your second mulligan.
No, I don't see that. It's is that maybe like Commander?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Maybe I'm just mixing that up.
Yeah, I don't see.
Yeah.
So you're going to see some differences here. So Ian's an old time Magic player. He's been playing literally for decades. He taught me how to play the game 10 years ago. So it's great. It's great. Having you join the stream tonight. And completely forgot where I was going with this. oh, Commander. So Ian's been playing a tremendous amount of Magic for a very long time, but now he's strictly pretty much like a Commander and a brawl kind of guy. So there might be some differences in some of the rules that we're used to. How long have you been playing Commander at this point, Ian?
Pretty much since its inception, ever since the first Commander set was released in paper. And that was about 2000, I think 13.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were playing Commander for that long.
Oh, yeah. I actually have 2 of the original 3 sets of decks they released. Because before that, it was called Elder Dragon Highlander.
Right. Yeah, EDH.
Yeah. I mean, it's called EDH still, but people normally saying it say Commander. But yeah, EDH, Elder Dragon Highlander. And of course, this is before they started designing legendary creatures around the format. This was still kind of like you played a clunky battle cruiser and you just hoped you got enough, stuff going so you can get your stuff out. Legendary creatures were not all that primed to be commanders then.
Yeah, Commander's got such an interesting it's got such an interesting story on how it came about, and I mean it's literally a grassroots format. It was created by players who, as far as I understand it, standard the standard format in Magic is extremely expensive.
It was kind of a rebellion against that.
Right.
We just want to do our own thing on the side.
Forget getting into the limited format. Just trying to keep up with paper Magic, it's extremely expensive. It's only gotten to be much more expensive. Now it's like almost what, $5 a pack.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm exclusively digital now, pretty much me.
Yeah,
I have my old cards, but I know they're just sitting around. I don't have a lot of groups to play with, which is why I'm digital now.
Right. Yeah. Same here. I'm kind of waiting for for Brandon to get a little older and then start. He's got an interest in Magic now, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he started showing interest in Magic, so now I'll sit down with him with a couple of cards, and he's got his own group of cards. Like he's got a small collection of cards. But anyway, it's so expensive to get into standard. And EDH, now Commander, it's a deck of 100 cards, and it's everything is one of. It's just you got, so it's so easy and so inexpensive to get into Commander.
Yes.
Look at
The horn of Helm Hammerhand shall sound in the deep. One last time.
What's up, 30-6 in the chat room, coming in strong.
Oh, wow.
Let this be the hour when we draw swords together.
I love it.
You love it. Can you hear that, Ian?
Yes, I can hear it. It's like it pipes in. I recognize it.
It'll go on for a few more seconds.
Now for wrath, now for ruin, and the red dawn.
It's difficult to hear because it's going in and out on my side, but I get an idea what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the stream has changed a bit since you were probably last in. I've added a bunch of fun, I guess, like things for people to interact with when they join in, and so there's some channel points redeems that people can, they accrue channel points as they watch, and then they can redeem them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I got.
I'm familiar with this.
Yeah, a bunch of like Lord of the Rings stuff that people can redeem. It's great. 30-6 says yes. So welcome everyone. And we've got Caledorian in the chat room as well, who's lurking. He's our new friend on for Friday night D&D. So Ian, what are we doing tonight? What do you got? What do you got for us?
Well, I was behind the scenes. We were talking about perhaps taking a look at some of the builds I have within a controlled environment. We don't, since I don't really have the ability to stream my screen, you'll be using one of your pre-constructs to kind of showcase what I have on my end. So it's not going to be like a typical affair where I go in against somebody that's out to get me and it's just a complete brawl. It's just more like I'll be playing things out, and explaining what I'm playing, and it's just a matter of showing off my hot rod, pretty much.
Yeah. So what we're going to be doing is, so we're talking about Commander. Ian's a big fan of Commander. I'm really not. I'm not a fan of Commander, but there is a Commander-like format in Magic called Brawl. Ian, you know infinitely more about Brawl and Commander than I ever will. Would you mind letting everyone know, what exactly is Brawl? Because I gotta tell you, people in the chat room, they're not really Magic the Gathering oriented.
Yeah.
So they don't really know. You know, there's not a lot of knowledge in my chat room for brawl. So if you could just walk those folks through it, I know they'd appreciate it.
Well, they really made a mistake in calling it brawl because no one plays the regular brawl format ever. You know, the lobby takes a long time to fill up on that. What I'm playing is historic brawl, which essentially what it is Commander, and I should have named it Commander because it's the same idea. The only difference is you're not fighting 3 other people at the same time. You're fighting one-on-one matches, as you normally would in a normal Magic the Gathering match in Standard or Extended or Historic or whatever the format might be. So it's just that, but you're just running your 99 and your Commander. So it's the same idea. It's just that they gave it a different name, and they didn't realize it wasn't going to take off, so they just kept the name. And that's really what it is. And of course, there is no reward system for this format either. You know, you don't get any kind of rankings or anything like that by beating people. You know, you just get, you know, your normal in-game rewards like gold to go get more packs and stuff. That's it. And that's fine. Because it would feel pretty bad if I'm trying to... Actually, it wouldn't make any sense at all trying to get ranking in there because we have a tiered system in Commander based on what kind of salty stuff or not salty stuff you're playing in your deck. So it's pretty much a casual thing. This whole thing's casual.
Got it.
So your reward is the journey.
All right, so here I am trying to get a commander, a brawl deck here put together. I don't have all the cards here, unfortunately. But you know what? Let's just jump into. I don't even know if I'll be able to jump into a game with you because I don't have a sufficient deck.
Didn't I have you make one? Unless you like made a whole new account or something like that.
No, I think I started making a brawl deck. Let me search. Yeah. So I've got these precons. But beyond that, I don't see anything else.
Just run the precons then.
Well, that's what I was trying to do, but I'm being.
Oh, they might be just for standard or something.
Yeah, well, it says wild cards needed to complete the deck. I need 20. So these decks apparently are incomplete. They're not complete.
Right. That's fine.
And I'd like to craft all of them.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. That's just... You want to use what you have.
Yeah, and I don't have...
No, I'm sure you have things to go build something with.
Hold on a second.
Doesn't have to be great.
I've got the Fire and Knights brawl deck. So this is the one that I created.
Oh, okay.
All right, so here we go. So that's what happened. It was just sorted in a different manner. All right, so I guess what I just challenge you.
Yeah, you challenge me.
All right. Okay, and then.
I am a servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor. The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udun!
Showing that you're not online for something. At least on my end.
Go back to the shadow.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I have 0 friends online.
Let me fix that.
You shall not pass!
Caledorian, what's up? Thank you for the channel point redeem. Very awesome. No, it's showing that I'm online.
Okay.
And so I hit.
You know what? I know what. If that doesn't work, I'll just reload my end, and that'll fix it.
Sure.
Yeah, like everything in computer just doesn't work. Turning things on and off is how you fix everything. Like that's literally an IT thing to say. That really does work. Yeah, it's kind of like bricked. That's what it looks like.
Oh my gosh, where the heck is this deck? There we go.
Well, the challenge match has to match what you're doing too.
Yeah.
So you have to hit your arrows until it hits historic brawl. I believe that's the way it is on your menu settings.
Yeah, thanks for walking me through that. So now I'm in friendly brawl, and then I think I could just challenge you directly.
Yeah.
So that, did you get that? I just sent it.
Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think it's my end. I'm just gonna start my game, my app.
You gonna restart?
I'm gonna restart my app.
Got it. Okay. I'll wait for you to get back online.
Like servers for all kinds of different games have this kind of problem. Just the way it is.
Yeah, I'm looking, and I did, it does say here online, so right in the bottom corner. Now I'm showing myself offline. Now I'm showing myself online.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay, now you're online. So try to challenge me now.
You got it. Here we go. Challenge match. Let's go to friendly brawl and challenge. So that should have sent
right.
Did you get it?
Accept. Play.
He's accepted.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get upset with me because I have a digital fish.
That's from the new Kamigawa set that came out last year?
Also, I'm a dinosaur.
I'm a dinosaur.
I don't want to be anybody. I just want to be a dinosaur. Okay. It's like.
It's fine with me. So, all right. So we're starting off instead of with 20 life. It's 25 life. It's a deck. It's got 100 cards in it. Everything is a one of, so there's no duplicates. Tell us about your deck. What color is it in? What are some of the keywords? Tell us all about the philosophy behind the deck. What is it that your deck is trying to do?
So it's white. Everything's white. It's low to the ground. It's mostly made out of creatures with some enchantments. The whole objective here is that it's going to cause things that come into play tapped. Things cost more difficult for the enemy to really do anything. As far as responding to my creatures, are kind of locked out of removal, at least until they get enough mana.
Okay,
and that's
so
pretty much the idea.
So mono white, cheap creatures that kind of have like a death and taxes sort of a thing to it, where everything it increases the casting cost of your opponent's cards as part of the strategy.
I also have effects where people have to pay mana to attack with for every creature they attack me with.
Got it. Okay.
Also, you'll enjoy that by Paladin class.
Oh yeah, I saw. I noticed. Get the what is this? Yeah,
Spells your opponent's cast during your turn cost one more to cast. And then the second is creatures get +1/+1. Of course, when you level up again, whenever you attack, target creature gets +1/+1 for each other attacking creature and gains double strike. Which is so good.
The ultimate on that is really nice. If there's a card on your side that you want to highlight, let me know. I'll right click on it so it pops up on the stream prominently.
Well, you'll recognize this from Lord of the Rings. It's the flowering tree of the flowering white tree from
Gondor.
See that? Yeah, it's the Gondorian tree.
Yeah. Now what does that little guy do?
So legendary creatures you control get +2/+1, and they have ward 1, which means that it costs 1 more to target a creature. And non-legendary creatures you control get +1/+1. So that's a huge buff. That it's so cheap. And it's legendary. You can't have multiple copies of it in play, but not that you would. But there's ways to get around that in blue, but you can't copy legendaries like that.
So that card specifically is gonna buff up your commander.
Yeah.
So
He's a forward too.
Tell us about now. Your commander just entered the battlefield. So tell us a little bit about this card, Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Thalia being, by the way, one of my favorite Magic the Gathering creatures and characters. I love her. I think she's just awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty much like the AON of the Innistrad plane in Magic. And
I like the way you put that. That is definitely cool.
Well, her whole thing is that Ivarwin's, spells that would target cost 1 more to cast. And also, in general, not just targeting. And of course, because of that, the Whiterun tree, she has it costs 2 to target her in general with a spell that's not a creature. Now she can still get attacked by creatures, like the abilities that come off of creatures, but anything that's not a creature, it costs more to do this stuff.
So your deck strategy here, which is putting down low cost creatures, but also forcing your opponent to pay more in order to attack you,
interact with me,
cast and anything. So this is already online, is what you're saying?
Yeah, parts of this strategy is already online. So I'm gonna, what's this guy do? I'm first strike him.
Where I notice Thalia has ward on her right now. That's not native to the card. Where is she picking up ward from? I don't see it on the enchantment. It's obviously not a. Oh, is it coming from the Paladin class?
It's coming from the flowering of the white tree.
Legendary creatures.
It says legendary creatures.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. They get a 2/1 and have ward 1 on it.
Nope, and I got Minas Tirith. The legendary land Minas Tirith.
Very nice.
If I attack with 2 more creatures this turn, I get to draw a card and pay 2. If I pay 2, instead of using it for mana. This is sick.
That's cool.
Myriel's Shield of Argiv. Oh man, this is a whole wall of text. So during my turn, my opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. And whenever she attacks, I create X 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens. X is the number of soldiers I control. And guess what? Thalia is a soldier.
Yeah, so it's a bit tribal in that way, where it cares about the amount of soldiers you have on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Now, Muriel here, is she from Brothers' War?
Yes, she is from the time of the Brothers' War.
Yeah, I'm talking about the set, though.
Yeah, she's from the Brothers' War set.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I was getting the set symbol correct.
Muriel is a insanely powerful when you build around her as a brawl commander. The only problem with that is that you already know what you're getting into, as powerful as it is, and you'll probably end up fighting top tier crazy stuff if you're playing her as your commander. So you have to be like armed to the teeth to make sure that you can like survive against these other overpowered commanders.
Yeah, I like her. She is definitely cool.
Yeah, she just keeps on building an army if you keep swinging with her. Okay, Archon of the Absolution, 4/4/3. It's an Archon. Blind protection from white. Creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control unless your controller pays 1 for each of those creatures.
Yeah.
See, the screws are being turned, with all these effects kind of coming together.
That protection from white can't be understated either, because white has some of the best removal spells in the game. Especially something like I think it was in the D&D set. It's an enchantment that turns your
Minimus Containment.
Minimus Containment, right? Minimus Containment is one of those cards. It turns any permanent, any card your opponent has, and it turns it completely into just a mana rock. It it removes all of its abilities, puts it off to the side, is effectively off the board until your opponent interacts with it and gives your opponent like 1 mana of any choice, and then it destroys the card and puts it into the graveyard.
Yeah, it's great for targeting the creatures in your opponent's commander deck. It's also okay for getting rid of their commander. You just gotta remember that they can use that mana to pay for their commander again if it's cheap enough.
Right, but here with protection from white, Archon of Absolution, it doesn't get targeted by Minimus Containment because Minimus Containment is a card in white.
Yes. And also I can block your bird without taking any damage with it because it has protection from white.
Oh, so it goes that far to just not be affected
protection's
by...
insanely powerful. They don't print as many protection cards because of how powerful protection is. It makes your creature unblockable to that color. It makes your creature be able to block like it has indestructible to things of that color.
Oh wow, I didn't know
and
that
it cannot be targeted by things of that color.
Wow, so it I didn't know that at all. So it can't be blocked, can't be targeted, and unbelievable. And if you happen to block, so you could block one of my creatures and it won't do damage to you.
You won't do anything to my guy at all.
Holy smokes.
Look at this white card draw that never ever happens in Commander. White is, anyone that knows, white is the worst color for card draw in the Commander format. It doesn't matter if you're in playing regular Magic because you're just gonna beat their face down anyways because you're just the best at aggro and token production. The problem is if you're in Commander, you kind of want to be able to refill your hand because some of these matches can go pretty long depending on what's going on, and you don't want to be the guy sitting there with nothing in your hand.
Yeah, it can get pretty nuts.
Because you've seen advanced board states and that I've shown you before. It's like, you really have to be like, there's so many things. Dude, look at this. This is just so crazy.
It's nuts.
I'm saying this. Okay, so I played Forbidding Spirit. Whenever this creature enters until your next turn, creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control unless they pay 2 for each of those creatures. You're not attacking them. And also, Redain, God of the Worthy, the first part doesn't matter at all. Non-creature spells your opponents cast with mana 4 or greater costs 2 more to cast. I have all these negation abilities just online at the moment. It is silly. And of course, Muriel's making so many tokens because of that. For each soldier you control, it feeds itself.
Wow, this is crazy, man. This deck has gone off completely.
Yeah, so I was able to really, you see what this deck does, and it does this pretty consistently for most matches, unless they're just so nasty with the early board wipes or targeted control. Because I mean, sometimes the control deck will just kill you. You know, sometimes you just cannot stop all this stuff from happening.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 10 2/2 tokens. I mean, that's 20 damage right there. You know?
And the odds of them responding to Muriel with all of this other enchantment nonsense is next to impossible at this moment. She might as well say hexproof at this point.
Unreal.
Oh yeah. Inspiring Commanders was drawing me these cards. It says whenever another creature, it doesn't say non-token creature, any creature, so it could be tokens. You control a power 2 or less enters, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Very, very, very good for white for card draw.
Man, I can't even like do anything. You know?
Yeah, you see, like you're trying to pay for things, it's not working, can't attack.
Yeah, I mean, I could fly in with my Healer's Hawk 3/1, but you're gonna, you know, take me down. I mean,
well, you have to pay for it.
I gotta pay for it. Look at this. I gotta pay 6.
You have to pay to play
anything. Wow, it's like I gotta pay to play. It's like, it's unbelievable. All right, no attacks.
People tend to quit when it gets this advanced with all this stuff in play. It's like, I see what you're doing. I'm not sticking around for this, and they usually leave.
Yeah, I've seen that. They're just usually I get that in a in like a big like lifelink deck where, you know, I'm very obviously doing a doing a lifelink deck, and some people just bounce out. They're like, they're not having it.
Yeah, they're not gonna see. Oh yeah, this is my removal suite. They're all creatures that have, whenever this creature enters, exile target creature and opponent controls. So every white creature that does that, I own every copy of that.
So who's making all these tokens? You've got 10 2/2.
Muriel is.
And how does that work? So Muriel is spitting these tokens out. I know she's got ward that comes from the Flowering White Tree legendary enchantment. She's got pumped up a little bit. That also comes from the Flowering White Tree enchantment. But what is she? How does this work here with those? Can you walk us through on how she's creating these things?
So whenever Muriel attacks, you create X being the potential number of 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens. That number being the number of soldiers you already control. So you start with 1 if she's just by herself. But see, the soldiers themselves, the artifacts, they are also soldiers. So that adds to the, whenever you attack again, now you have 3, now you have 6, now you have, it just keeps, because it says for each soldier, it just doubles every time you do it.
Yeah, it has a compounding effect on itself.
Yeah.
So it's not like, you know, the token is there till end of turn. It's when she attacks, she creates a token for every soldier on the battlefield and includes herself. And so that token, so if she's just by herself, she attacks the token is created, and now you have 2 tokens. So the next time she attacks, you know, now it's 2 more tokens.
Typically, your opponent will judiciously kill her so many times that you can never play her again. So that never happens. Typically.
Right. And the ward on her is pretty good. Do you have anything in your deck that increases the effect of ward and it's just not on the table right now?
No. So I've effectively shown you everything this deck can do. Like that guy that came in and exiled your dude or girl.
Right, yeah.
Your commander. All of my removal is creature based. I don't have any instants or sorceries that are removal. They're all creatures that have this enters exile effect. That's my only removal option because I have so many of these spell hating effects in this deck. I can't play spells. I can only play creatures.
All right, so here comes the killing blow. So okay, so Muriel is doing her thing again. Now she's got what is this, like at least 10 tokens. There's Inspiring Commander's another soldier that's gonna and then you've got the what else, the her
The Archon won't count.
So what are we looking at right now? We got 12 soldiers attacking.
Yeah, 12 soldiers, so that's gonna be 24 tokens.
So she's gonna create 24 more tokens right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw 24 cards
For a total of 34 cards attacking now.
I'm also gonna gain 24 life.
And you're going to gain 24 life out of this. All right, so let's watch this pop off. This is going to be hilarious, folks.
No, it's 13.
13, okay. So
I got my math wrong.
We did our math wrong. But where's the life gain? The life gain didn't happen yet.
It's about to happen.
It's about to happen.
I think it's on your end.
All right, so no blocks for me. Let's see what happens.
Oh, I might have turned off my own ability with one of my effects. That can also happen too.
Oh, okay. All right. So the thing we were hoping for, it didn't quite happen. What now? How'd you come up to that realization? You turned something off?
Yeah. See, some of these effects are going to stop doing this, and of course, it also means every player in the match. So I have to be careful sometimes what I layer in there because it might disable one of my things.
Got it. All right. Well, that was really great, Ian. Thank you so much for showing us that deck. Do you have more that you'd like to show? All right. Maybe we can. What I'd like to do is I'd kind of like to get into a match on my own, and then maybe after that we could do another deck tech with you and another brawl deck here in.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's.
Because I do have Lae'zel from Baldur's Gate. I've built completely up.
Let me show you. I've got a couple of decks here that I've made, and I actually want to show you one that I'm really proud of. It's this Jeskai Stomp deck.
Ooh, so you're playing around with 3 colors now.
Yeah, as of Tarkir Dragonstorm, I got into white, blue, and red, and before I start a match, I want to let you know kind of the idea behind this thing. So let me crack open here. Let me go into the edit deck. Let me show you. So the deck list is extremely short. It's a lot of 4-ofs and 3-ofs. I'm running 25 lands, I think. Mystic Monastery is a 4-of, so that's it enters tap, but it's also a mana fixer for me, so I don't have to run like a mana rock. As an enchantment, I'm running Authority of the Consuls, which creatures my opponents control enter tapped, and then any creature that hits the battlefield, any creature my opponent, my opponents hit the battlefield, I gain a life.
I run that in that mono white. You didn't see it, but I didn't draw it, but I have that in there too.
It's a great card. I love it so much. So here, the whole thing behind this is triggering Flurry. I've got Devoted Duelist, Flamehold Grappler, Runescale Stormblood, and Shiko, Paragon of the Way. Every one of these cards has Flurry on it. And in this set, what Flurry does is whenever I cast my second spell in a turn, it'll have that interaction effect. So here for Devoted Duelist, if Duelist is on the table, and I've got 4 of them in my deck, So imagine this effect, 4 times. So Duelist goes down, and then let's say I cast like Opt, right? Duelist is going to it's gonna tap my opponent for 1 damage just for casting that second spell. So in the case of Opt here, I'm scrying a card, drawing a card, and hitting my opponent for 1 damage before I even get into my combat phase. And if there's multiple copies of Devoted Duelist, then there's that many hits toward the opponent. And Devoted Duelist also has haste. So, I'm doing all that before my combat, and now combat enters, and now I'm hitting them for 2, or I'm hitting them for 4, or I'm hitting them for 6,
You've really been studying this trigger, like does this, does that. There's Red Blue is very famous for this kind of idea.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Where like storm or like spells matter kind of setups where I'll make tokens, I deal damage, I draw cards, I try based off of these really cheap spells.
It's a lot of fun, Ian. It's so much fun. Let me show you that. So I've got Opt, I've got Shock. Shock at instant speed does 2 damage to any target.
Lightning strike,
electrolyze. So imagine that. I'm here comes Flamehold Grappler. I put Flamehold Grappler down. So 3 mana, 3/3 with first strike. But here's the thing: when this creature enters, I copy the next spell that I cast. So imagine that being Lightning Strike.
Yeah.
Or Opt. Now I'm scrying 1, drawing a card, and then doing it again.
I never thought you'd be a wombo combo kind of guy, but I think you're getting into it.
Oh, for sure. Runescale Stormblood. It's the beautiful thing about this card is not only is it a 2/4 flyer, but it can also be cast as an instant for 1 and a blue. I target a spell with mana 2 or less and counter it. So if someone wants to imagine, the situation I had before, I got multiple copies of Devoted Duelist. I cast, Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike is now going to do its 3 damage. Multiple copies of Devoted Duelist are now hitting the opponent for 1. And, my opponent's like, what, I've had enough. I'm going to cast something on my turn. And here I come with Runescale Stormblood. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not doing it. Now I've done that process all over again. Because now it's another draw at the well where Devoted Duelist gets tapped, again for another hit and another hit.
So there's a lot of spells, especially in Historic Brawl, that cost 2 or less.
Oh, sure. Now this dragon, 2/4 dragon, it also, and what I normally use it for is I put it down on the table. The next turn it comes out of I can use it, right? I'll hit Opt or Shock or Lightning Strike. And for until the end of turn, this card now it gets a 2/0. So for as many low-cost instant spells I hit, it's going to get a 2/0 till end of turn. So it'll go to a 4/4, a 6/4. I've seen it at as big as 8/4. And
wow. Yeah.
Hilarious. And then the last one here before I play a game is Shiko. This is really just Shiko, Paragon of the Way, is an amazing card. When it enters, I exile a non-land card with mana value 3 or less from my graveyard. So imagine, all those cards I played before, either Opt or Shock or Lightning Strike.
You're just sitting there, and you can just grab what you want.
100%. Devoted Duelist, right? I get to copy it and cast it without paying its mana cost. So let's say, phase 1, I Lightning Strike. Then I put down Shiko. Now I go back into my graveyard and cast Lightning Strike for free. So now I've done 6 damage without even getting into my combat phase. And now, you know, I could swing in with the creatures I've got on the table already.
That's nasty powerful.
This is a really great deck. I really love it. I have so much fun playing this thing, and when it's not running, you know, well, it's a disaster. But when
I can see where one area where you might have a bit of an issue, and that might be you're running mostly basic lands.
Yeah, tell me about that, because I put Mystic Monastery in there to be like a mana fixer, but I do see a lot of and I have noticed a lot of pro players will use non-basic lands.
The best ones I like tend to be the ones where you pay 1 life and sacrifice it, and you can choose which basic land you want.
Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, so this is my opening hand. Not sure if you're able to see the stream.
Yeah, it has quite a bit of a lag to it, which is it's funny because it looks like you're talking, but I know that you're not talking yet on the actual live audio.
All right, so turn 1 Mystic Monastery. Now I've got my deck's color spectrum available to me. So now I'm going to put down Devoted Duelist.
Yeah, you want the end. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Rip! First time chatter in the chat room. Wait, man. First time chatter in the chat room. Thank you so much for the raid. Woo! Hopefully that was an epic welcome to you guys. My name is Joe. This is the Paladins Tavern, and I'm on the line right now on Discord with my old buddy Ian, and we're chatting Magic. But welcome everyone. I hope you have a great time. I stream 5 nights a week at 11 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday.
Yeah, welcome everybody. I know that most of y'all don't play Magic, but it does have the fantasy theme. So there in some ways, you know, all of y'all who like MMOs and stats, you know, you got, you know, attack powers and defense powers.
Now here we go. I want you to watch this. Here comes Shock. Okay, I'm gonna hit the opponent for 2, and I got 2 copies of Devoted Duelist.
Ooh, 1/3, yeah. Get past that 3 butt.
Bing bang boom. And now I'm just gonna swing in with Devoted Duelist. He'll probably block and kill one thing, but at least one guy's gonna get through. And that was what, like 8 damage on 1 turn?
Yeah.
Incredible. And this is what, turn 2, I think? Turn 3? So Miller in the chat room is saying, Rip's a Commander streamer. Ian is really big into the Commander format, been playing since 2013.
Yeah, I've been playing Commander for a long time. Before it was cool.
Yeah, listen, hang out. We're actually about to do a Commander deck tech on Ian's side a little bit once this once this duel is done. So hang out for a little bit, folks. You're gonna like what's coming up next. All right, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna lightning strike away this this 1/3 flyer because it's being a bit of a pain. And then I'm just gonna pass turn. Whoa! Thank you so much for the follow.
Very cool.
Yeah, was that stick? I got to. How do you know you're getting old? Because when I'm trying to stream, I need my reading glasses.
Oh yeah, I need to upgrade my prescription next year, man.
It's a sad thing. I got rid of the 1/3, and now I got a 3/4 angel in my face.
Well, you know, you have all these copy abilities. You can just probably double up on.
Yeah.
Later on.
Okay, so we're gonna go with Electrolyze. We're gonna Miller. Thank you so much for the follow. Miller says Commander's the best format in my opinion. I've got like 50 decks between a handful of pre-built and tons.
So this guy knows what this guy knows.
Miller knows what's up, man. It's Miller time, baby.
He knows, yeah, building on theme or making something based on a concept is just, it's so good. It's so good. And there's no winning in Commander. You know, yeah, people do win, but you know, the win is showing off how cool your thing is. That's how you win.
Starting to feel like home.
Oh man,
I'll defend.
this guy just dropped an Elspeth Planeswalker.
Yeah, that's the one limitation of red, is that if the defense is high enough, those spells are really hard. You have to hit the player because you have to ignore the creatures at that point.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what's going on here right now is exactly that. I'm also going to opt. So right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get I'm trying to get these cards into the graveyard, because when Shiko drops eventually, and I've missed, I think, 2 land drops already. That's not good. Hopefully I could get Shiko on the battlefield. If I can, I'm going to be able to reach into the graveyard and start and copy copy one of those instant spells. Miller's laughing. Had a buddy back in the Marine Corps. That Miller time was my nickname. That's hilarious. By the way, love Marines. Welcome. My father was in the Marine Corps during the Vietnam era. I myself am a retired NYPD officer, so you are in very good company, my friend. Glad to have you, good sir.
Thank you for your service. You and Miller time.
That's right. Yep. Thank you for your service. Welcome home. Yeah, I don't think this game's going to be going my way. Unless...
Right in time for Memorial Day.
That's right. What happened here? How come I'm not auto-paying for these cards anymore?
Yeah, those angel decks, dude, are nasty powerful. I can make an Elspeth commander, actually, that will probably play kind of like that, what you're seeing there. I'm not much of a fan of playing Planeswalker as commanders. I find it to be a little bit over the top. But because I like the art on that spell, Elspeth, like, I'll do it.
That's a thing. That is a thing.
Yeah, I'll do it because I like the art. It doesn't have to be how good it is.
Let's end this
I just like the art.
before more people get hurt.
I think Militom will agree with me, is that sometimes it's just, I just want to play this. And I'm going to build around it. And it might be completely crap. But if I can get somebody with it, or really, pull off a weird thing, I won.
Yeah, but that art, bruh.
I love that art on that.
Let's catch up on chat here for a second. So Miller's saying, trying to build a Cody Vociferous Codex deck at the moment. I do have a foil Ezio deck with the Animus frame. That sounds cool. Ink Veil Phage is saying, the only Planeswalker I ran was Dida for Siege.
Yada. Yeah. She's a big bad from the OG timeline on Dominaria. She's like terrifying. She's about as bad as Bolas as far as like nasty powerful.
Really? I've never heard of this creature before. So I've been playing. So first of all, Ian taught me how to play Magic the Gathering. Okay, that was 9 years ago. I've never heard of this creature. Dida. I'd like to.
Yeah, she's a planeswalker. One of the original. Remember, back in the day, planeswalkers were so powerful they were basically gods. And they got nerfed during the whole, process in which we got the planeswalkers as cards. Is that okay? Now they're, because they had to, in the lore, dial them down so they can make them into a card you can actually play.
Yeah, I remember you telling me a bit about that. Hold on a second here. Stick is saying, I'm working on my ninja deck tonight. Hey, all right. Stick, are you working on your ninja deck in Arena or in MTGO? Let us know. Miller
Probably
says,
playing Yuriko. Tiger Shadow, which is the ninja deck.
The ninja deck. Miller says, follow my mom's footsteps, even got to go across the same parade grounds as her. Check out Rexel of the Risen Deep and quest for Ula's temple, and you'll want to make the deck.
Oh yeah, Rexiel, that is a OG Elder Dragon Highlander before the Commander stuff got popular card. That guy is big, chunky, and see, it's a mill thing. So you do that, and you just go into you just mill people out with this guy. It's so funny.
Let's do that. Let's go into Scryfall. And
that's the cool thing about what you can do there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we looking at here? We're gonna check out what is it?
Rexiel, the Risen Deep. That's way back in Alara block, which is way before your time. Because see, you started during
Innistrad.
the second Innistrad block.
Yeah, Shadows over Innistrad was my first set.
And before that was, I think, I don't even remember. I don't remember. Oh, I think it was
Battle for Zendikar.
Yeah, Battle for Zendikar. My memory's hazy on that time period a little bit.
Yeah, it gets. I mean, so many. So much has come out. Why is this in Spanish? What did I do?
Look, you're Spanish.
Yeah, but
you can read this.
I cannot. All right, here we go. So this is Rexiel, the Risen Deep. Wow, that's okay. So 6 mana. That's a crazy mana cost right there.
Yeah, when you're playing Commander, that's a cost you don't want to pay Commander tax on.
So we've got 3, 2 blue, and a black with Island and Swamp Walk. Can't be blocked as long as defending player controls an island or a swamp. That's already powerful. Whenever this card deals combat damage to a player, you may cast instant or sorcery card from that player's graveyard without paying its mana cost.
So that's what your dragon does, but like a more expanded application.
Unbelievable. Then if it goes into a graveyard, exile it instead. And on top of that, it's a 5/8. Unbelievable. So this is what Miller's telling us about. Interesting.
Right, so
it's I'm noticing.
Look up Ula's Temple, because that's what the whole big wombo combo with this guy would be. Is if you combine that with the effects of Ula's Temple, then it gets nuts.
All right, let's check it out.
Yeah, I got you, Miller. I got him looking it up.
Thank you. All right, quest for Ula's Temple. Is that it?
Perhaps that's what it is. Not off the top of my head, I confirm that's what it is.
Miller time. Okay, Miller time. So it's
yeah, he said yeah, that's it.
So it's an enchantment. Wow, 1 blue. Okay, so really low to the ground. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, you may reveal it. Put a quest counter on this enchantment. At the beginning of each end step, if there's 3 or more quest counters on this enchantment, you may put, here it comes, you can put a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Wow. So with this, so this 1 blue enchantment card, okay, turn 3, at least that's the hope. Turn 3, turn 4. You just skip this wonky 6 mana, 2 blue, black, cost. Just drop this 5/8 island swamp walk creature.
Yeah, if you can get them into your hand somehow instead of the command zone.
Unbelievable. Now, Miller, what is your? I mean, have you built this deck? Have you built it? Do you play it? I mean, how often are you able to get this combo, off? Tell us a little bit about that. It says so broken, and if you get it open in your hand, you're golden.
Oh yeah, this seems to be also effective. He might be talking about like casual play in general, or at least back when it was new. Those sets were close to each other. So in Constructed, you would just bomb people. You just wreck them in Standard with this. Back when this wasn't Standard. But in Commander, what you would have to do is somehow get it from your command zone into your hand. Because the thing is, you can't do that from the command zone.
Right. So Miller's saying, oh, I have it built. I've gotten it off once. Yeah, I'm a casual player. That's cool, man. Look, it's legal in Modern, Legacy, Vintage, Commander, Oathbreaker, but also in Penny.
Yeah. Yeah. Penny is an interesting format because everything has to cost a penny. But it fluctuates. But how they do it is that they have a season format, so what's a penny for a certain evaluated amount of time stays that way, even if it goes up and down during the 3-month period or whatever it is. And that's how they determine their pool.
Pretty nuts, man. All right, let's do another deck tech with Ian. I want to check out this next thing. So I'm gonna, Ian. I'm not sure if you're by your phone or not, but I'm gonna challenge you now to a duel.
I let my phone turn off, so I'm gonna have to restart it real quick so I can open it.
Oh, okay.
Just the way that is.
All right. So
We know how it works.
what works?
Oh, whenever my screen goes dark, it's like that's the thing. If my screen goes dark and I don't reactivate it, it screws up the server.
Got it. Got it. So in the meantime, we're gonna call out some folks that are in the chat room. Just let them know we appreciate you being here. Hopefully, I'll say your name correctly. If I don't, I do apologize. I will try my best. Aljonis. Histerleet. I think that's Histerleet. Of course, our friend Miller is here. So is Rip, Stick, and Waltman, 1989. Great having you folks here. Thank you so much for joining in and hanging out. Hopefully, you're having fun. I certainly am. Once again, this is the Paladin's Tavern. My name is Joe, and I stream 5 nights a week starting at 11 p.m. Eastern. Monday, Tuesday, I do Lord of the Rings Online. Wednesday, Thursday, I stream Magic, and Friday, I stream Friday night D&D with my wife Jenny on Roll20. And tonight we're hanging out with my good buddy Ian, who's going to walk us through some deck techs in Commander.
I'm in, by the way.
Gotcha. Yeah, here comes the challenge.
Now, Waltman, is that like Sean Waltman, like X-Pac? From WWE? I was gonna hit the X Factor. This is just wrestling nerd knowledge. Don't worry about me.
All right, let's jump in. Now, Ian and I are not really going to be, like duking it out. I just kind of want him to show us his deck a little bit and talk a little bit about it. So, it's not exactly not exactly a match here.
Ooh, it's gonna be a little bit of a slow start for me. Let's see here. Look at these. Oh, this is the lands that I was telling you about. So it comes into play. You pay 1 life. You get to pick which land you want to get.
Got it. So Scalding Tarn there.
Yeah.
What is that? Modern Horizons 2?
Yeah. I recommend getting all of them if you're gonna be like investing in dual lands.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Arid Mesa.
Yeah, that's in that. Yeah, that's the same type of card.
Yeah.
The cool thing is you can pick stuff that has both. So if there's a land type that has both types in it, you can search for those too.
So walk us through this deck. Right now I know nothing about it at all. No color. I don't know the philosophy behind it. Who's your commander? I know nothing. Walk us through.
All right. Well, you can mouse over my commander. So it's Lae'zel, who is from Baldur's Gate 3, and she has double strike. That means she deals double damage when she hits a player. She has first strike on a creature, and then doubles power off of after the first strike hits. And she also has an automatic blink on her, which tends to confuse everyone, most people I play against. Which means that if they target her with anything, she has a preloaded exile and return effect on her. And she has a number of specializations I get to pick. In this case, it's red-white.
Yeah.
So, specialize, I have to discard a white or red card from my hand. Could be a land too. And what happens is she gets +1/+1, and she creates 2 1/1 soldier tokens.
Wow. I mean, this is nuts. Miller in the chat is freaking out, saying, "Wait, what? I need to look up this card." Yeah, this came from was it Baldur's Gate, right?
Yeah.
Baldur's
Now this
set?
version, by the way, I just don't want to cut you off. This is only available to Arena because they didn't really have a way of doing the whole job system for the actual paper Magic. So this is exclusive to Arena, the way she's set up. Specialized is not in paper Magic. They have all of the class enchantments on that Lae'zel.
All right, so let's we're gonna hopefully we'll be able to see her in action. Let me pull up Idyllic Grange.
There's another one. See, I actually put nothing but these. So if you have the color that associates with the colors you have, you can have the black, white one and all the different ones. As long as red or white are in the colors, you can still search for them with these kind of with these sack lands. It's very, very useful. Okay, so I have Pearl Medallion. This is an excellent artifact ramp. All of my white spells cost 1 less to cast.
Wow. Now, what's the sorry, I'm having a hard time to speak today. What's the whole thing behind this deck?
So the objective is to blink Lae'zel a bunch of times, and while hopefully getting effects that says whenever creatures are coming to play, it deals 1 damage to my opponent, and then create a lot of tokens.
Okay, so blinking is going to create interactions, and one of those is going to be token creation.
Yeah, and the blinking is going to have numerous effects, but mainly dealing damage to my opponents.
Interesting. So what other card or cards do you have where blinking Lae'zel in and out is going to create a token?
Impact Tremors, 1 colorless and a red enchantment. Whenever creature you control enters, this enchantment deals 1 damage to each opponent. So if you're playing your standard fair commander game against 3 other players, everyone's getting hit with it.
Right.
Alright, I'm gonna trot out Lae'zel.
Trot her out. So Lae'zel has hit.
And if she gets targeted by anything, she blinks. This only happens once. Well, unless you let her die and then you cast her again from your command zone. Okay, so I love white removal in Commander because I can do something like this, where I can play Vanishing Light, which only temporarily gets rid of a creature, but because it's a commander, it goes back to the command zone, so you practically just exiled it, without any drawback. Because usually what happens is someone blows up the enchantment, you probably had this happen to you before, and they get their thing back. That doesn't happen, because it goes to command zone, they don't get it back.
Yeah. Banishing Light. Whenever I have a deck that has Banishing Light in it, I now just kind of take Banishing Light out and I put in Minimus Containment.
Yeah, the cool thing about this format is that you can get around that drawback by only targeting commanders with that Banishing Light effect.
All right, so tell us what you're doing here, because I see Lae'zel is spitting out some tokens, and then Impact Tremors is interacting with it. So what's happening here?
All right, so I discarded one of my cards in my hand. She's a 3/6, and when this creature enters or specializes, she creates 2 1/1 soldier creature tokens. Now, Impact Tremors says every time a creature comes into play, it's gonna ping my opponents.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then she has double strike, so that's like 6 damage right off the rip.
Yeah, that's good. So I got hit for 2, 1 for each token, and then 6 because Lae'zel's got double strike. So that was 8 in total.
Yeah. It's a very powerful line of attack, especially considering if you have open mana. And he said, and no one has targeted her yet, right? But like, imagine being the opponent. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna exile it with my removal spell. She blinks because they didn't read what she says, and then she's gonna come back into play again, make 2 more tokens, and they just get blasted.
Pretty awesome. And now you started that whole chain of effect by discarding a card from your hand.
Yes, the only way you can specialize is by discarding. And and that card there that I discarded would have been helpful later, but I wanted to be able to show off what I had, so I kind of discarded it a little bit earlier than normal. Because sometimes I just let her be unspecialized for a while. And bide my time, because if they've read the card, they won't target her at all.
Yeah, that happens. Sometimes you want to play it cool early in the game, so you don't give up all your or be upfront about all your strategies. If your opponent's not reading the cards, that's on them. You don't have to broadcast so early in the game, especially if you're not set up for like a really cool combo. So Miller's bringing up an interesting point in the chat room. He said, "Oh, he hate my." He's got a different deck here. I'm not sure how to say that name. Mereki Re-Berit, I think. Not many people know of her or remember her. She's sort of broken if you build the deck right. Also goes on to say, best way I've come up with is Commander is like a game of chess. Each piece card has its move and reason for being.
Yeah, everything is very specifically placed for a very specific situation. And you may not always know, because it is a 99 1-up format, you're kind of drawing on like maybe 1/5 of your box per game. And different games do feel a little different, but the effects should be consistent enough to where you're kind of pulling off the same strategy most of the time, but you're not always having the same cards. So I can, because she has double strike and has a big butt, I can just attack with impunity and not really worry too much. And Marie Barrett, I think I don't exactly remember what she does. I think she steals your commander or your creature, depends on what she's targeting. And I've done this before where I've stolen my opponent's commander, and they usually quit. Especially if I'm protecting the thing that stole it. Now that won't work the first time on Lae'zel because she has a targeting clause where she removes herself from the game and returns on interaction. So you would have to basically double tap her to get rid of her. Yeah, Nekusar. I'm familiar with Nekusar. Okay, so yeah, you take that, and then both of these are instants. You'll see what I can do even on your turn, and I'm gonna leave it open.
All right, so let's see how instant spells kind of interact with Lae'zel. All right, so I've got a chance here to kind of target Lae'zel with an instant, and so I'm going to do that now.
Yeah, her agility is so powerful in D&D that it shows this as she's going to dodge it. Resolve. Exile this creature. Take action.
Wow, look at that.
So that's 3 triggers because she returned and made 2 more.
Unbelievable.
And I can stack that by doing this because you're tapped out. That's practically the end of your turn.
Yeah, 100%. And this is still on the stack for Faraday's 5.
And then I just blink her with my own effect.
Okay.
And just reset it.
Wow. Spell fizzles. She comes back even stronger and then spits out a couple more creatures.
And now they practically have hate as I did on your turn.
Wow. Unbelievable. So how much damage was that? It was like 6 damage that I took on my turn just trying to remove Lae'zel from the battlefield?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Holy smokes. And that's it. This is the game. I've got 6
and let's
damage.
say someone tries to kill her on the attack to prevent death. And I would respond by doing this and just laying another one of those on.
This is hilarious.
Now, I do have Sword ofs in here too, so that would give her protection from X and Y. Particularly Sword of Ice and Fire, because she has Double Strike, and because those equipments have when you deal damage to your opponent, it does this. So it does 2 damage whenever you hit your opponent. Well, it does 4. So you can hit a creature or a player with that, and you can draw a card. You draw 2 every time she hits.
That's crazy, man. Let me try another crack at the Jeskai Stomp deck. I'm hoping that maybe I'll get a better turnout on this one. I tried it the last time and I lost the duel, but it didn't really have a very good turnout. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, this doesn't look much better. At least I got a turn 1 authority of the consoles.
Yeah, it feels bad when you want to do that, but they do it first. It's such a good enchantment. It goes in every white deck. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
I love Authority consoles because it works in Thalia because I'm intentionally trying to slow down my opponent anyways.
Yeah, so that, and then, so if you're just hearing about this in the chat room, Ian had a Thalia deck in Commander that he was showing us at the beginning of the stream, which kind of had like a Death and Taxes sort of a feel to it, where, you know, your opponent was being slowed down. And at some point, like, I had 2 creatures on the table, and I had to pay 6 mana in order to even attack him in the first place, and it just, I couldn't do it. I mean, I ended up getting land screwed, and I had, like, I think I had spent, like, the whole game with, like, 3 mana on the table.
Yeah, and any spell that you would have that would hope to try to remove these things would cost so much that you wouldn't be able to pay for it.
Yeah. So Opt did its job. I scryed. I had got a card, and then it interacted with a Devoted Duelist, hit the opponent for 1, and then my combat phase started, and I was able to hit the opponent for 2 more because he was tapped out on his side. So we're off to the races here. Unfortunately, his side's getting a little bigger, so I don't think I'm going to be doing all that great, but we'll see.
Looks like most of us guys are going to be within burn range, though, which is not terrible.
Yeah, right now the one thing I'm trying to figure out is should I target his creatures or should I target him with some of these abilities?
It's your classical mid-range conundrum.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go because I have no
Go base?
What's that?
You know, well, it depends. Yeah, he's trying to hit you. He's trying to race you.
Yeah.
You might have to stop his dudes. Depends on what you. I mean, it's you're playing, but
yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is maybe get Lightning Strike on. Let's see. Wait. I could Electrolyze on the Diagraph Ghoul.
Yeah.
And then pull a card. Yeah, and then Devoted... I could also Opt as well. Devoted Duel's going to hit him for 1. Bring in Shock. And hit him for 2. There we go. That was not a bad turn. I do need to... I need to do more, though. That's kind of the issue.
On Miller's point, yeah, Thalia was just kind of like a... I just wanted to make a deck around the 2-cost Thalia. She's not really an obvious commander choice, but I just wanted to make people miserable and also play her cool art.
Thalia is a great creature. Great soldier. Great character. Love her. Let's do Shiko. Gonna pull Electrolyze. Hit Hobbling Zombie with it. Devoted Duelist is going to attack. Resolve that. Pull a card. Uh-oh. Just created a 2/2 black zombie. Alright.
I can read!
Yeah. But that 2/2 token coming in, becoming a 4/2, it's going to give me 1 life, so at least I've got some ability to kind of block a little bit now, kind of slow down the damage from his side, especially with no attacks. Especially with Shiko being there.
It's so funny because I'm seeing the delay from your stream, so all this stuff is just starting to happen now.
Oh, okay.
Now this is not a problem if you're in a chat because you're actually getting everything within the normal time frame. But I'm talking to him live without the lag on the other side, so it's like it's very strange to look at.
Ouch, that was a hit. All right, the time has come to remove these Liliana's devotees.
What happens when they die?
Nothing automatically.
Oh, okay. I like the one Tesa to Miller's point. This is a black and white creature, by the way. The Tesa that says it doubles all death triggers on all your creature cards. So like if you destroy a so if you like sacrifice a Phyrexian worm, you get like 4 tokens instead of just 2. That kind of stuff.
Okay, should see some interesting stuff going on here. Lightning strike the other devotee, and then shock the Death Baron. That'll trigger Devoted Duelist, and then maybe I'll swing in with 4/5.
Oh, I meant Wormcoil Engine. Well, I meant Phyrexian Worm. That's the creature type, but Wormcoil Engine.
Ah, I didn't have another red for the shock. That changes things. No attacks. I gotta remain defensive here.
Well, I mean, they're not holding any cards, so I mean, the surprises won't be really available for them to pull out.
That's a good point. Let's see what happens on their side. They're holding 4 mana. Uh-oh, what's going on? Ah, just blew up my guy.
Oh yeah, sometimes you get a little misclick, maybe. Some people would say, like, what do you do if you blow up your own creature, you know, in a pivotal moment? It's like, I just quit. I am so embarrassed, I quit. I'm like, nah.
Let's replace Shiko in a big brain move. Can I even do it? 3, 4, 5.
You suicide attack with it.
Yeah, let's get rid of the old Shiko, and then we're going to cast Lightning Strike, and then Lightning Strike on the zombies.
Yeah, because they're vigilant, because you technically attacked it, then you killed it, and then you get another one.
Yeah, and now we're gonna strike with 4. Ha! How about that, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens. He's got 1 card in hand, 4 mana on the table, untapped, and a 1/1. Ooh! What was that?
Yeah, I'm like waiting to see what they actually used.
drop this enchantment here. Wow, gave up.
Oh, the Meat Hook Massacre, yeah.
That was something else. I mean, at the beginning of the game, it was looking real rough for me. You know, had more creatures. He was outpacing my damage. You know, I had to really play things really defensively for a while there.
Yeah, they were depending very heavily on zombie token production.
Here's that enchantment. I'm gonna get it back on the screen here. Meat Hook Massacre. Kind of lucked out with a second drop of Authority of the Consuls. Not like it's gonna extra tap the other creatures on the other side, but at least I get the one life every time.
Yeah, you get that double eye. Yeah, Meat Hook Massacre on initially it's off the top, it's a very powerful board wipe. That's the one thing I remember about it.
All right. Think I got time for one more duel. But before I do, Ian, is there anything else that you want to, kind of show off tonight a little bit before we start to close things out?
Yeah, give me a moment so I can load my back in.
Nice. Okay, very good. All right, so we're gonna get another deck tech.
So there's this monstrosity that released in Aether Drift, and it's a new Amonkhet god, and it's a frog.
I gotta see this.
It's great. I don't know why they printed it though. It makes no sense to me. I mean, I like playing it, but it makes no sense to me why they printed it. Yeah, you'll have to get a load of this once you get loaded in.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Let me know, and then I'll challenge you.
All right, I'm in. I'm in like Flynn.
In like Flynn. And challenge has been sent out.
Thab Sunin. Bounty of the Luxa.
Okay, so Ian's going to give us a deck tech on his commander deck. So again, we're not going to necessarily have a full-on brawl match here. But we are going to take a look at what his commander deck is, with the philosophy behind it. Kind of learn, check out some crazy cards. So let's start, Ian. What are the colors? Tell us about this deck.
It's blue-green, and it's a 1/1 counters matter kind of deck. So 1/1 counters causes things to happen, and you want to do it a lot. The sub-theme is that because blue and green green specifically does not have a way of killing things directly. All of my support creatures are death touch, and I have nothing but fight spells to help me kill stuff. And Sabsunin herself is a 5 for a 6/6, reach, trample, indestructible, cannot attack or block if it has an even number of counters on it. And at the beginning of the upkeep on my end, I get to draw 2 cards if it has a odd amount of counters on it. But considering that this is a 1/1 counter manipulation deck, I get both every turn. So I can attack and block and draw 2 cards every turn on a perfect turn.
Wow. All right, well let's have it. So 1/1 counters matter. So not only are these counters going to be buffing up cards that you have on the table, but then what else can we expect? What kind of interactions can we expect from these counters hitting these creatures?
Well, I'm going to ensure that Sabsunin has both odd counters on it when I want her to, and even counters when I want to, so I can attack and block, but also get the 2 card draw effect. off of it every turn.
Got it.
That's why I don't run any card draw in this deck at all, because she's already doing it.
Got it. Okay, so just as those triggers start happening, just let us know so we, because I may not be able to capture it on my end here.
Alright, so I'm putting out a reach and death touch spider while I'm ramping. Kind of get into my magic mana number. Reach and death touch is so good.
Oh my gosh. Totally shuts down flyers. Yeah, especially if they're not paying attention.
And these guys are low priority and low cost, so if they die, it's like, well, it's not really the whole deck. It's just a distraction mostly for my opponent.
Loving the new Birds of Paradise art.
I love it. It's so good. It came from Bloomborough. I love Bloomborough, by the way.
It's good set.
Fantastic set, and it has this red wall kind of feel.
So Miller's asking, y'all excited as I am for the Final Fantasy set coming out?
Oh yeah, yes, I am. Varwin, I don't remember. I think you told me before you never really played a Final Fantasy game, but I've played pretty much all of them except for the newer ones.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the series. I've played Final Fantasy XI online. I really did enjoy that MMO for a good long while till World of Warcraft came out in 2004. However, I have one reservation about the Final Fantasy set hitting standard. I don't really like that. I'm a little afraid that we're going to get all these wild universes beyond sets hitting standard after this, but that's a fear for another time. Yeah, so that's my only issue with it. Other than that, I'm excited that Final Fantasy fans are excited for it. There's a lot of excitement for that new set.
Yeah, you're probably not excited about the meta shakeup and then having to recalculate what you're doing a little bit. I think the only splashiness is going to be on the brawl side, because some of these legendary creatures are pretty significant, but I'm no stranger to powerful effects to think about getting around. It's just a matter of the nature of the format. So I use a fight spell to destroy your creature.
Yeah, so we're early in the game here. You got 4 creatures on the table. Haven't seen a lot of interaction going on so far, though. Just seems a lot.
Yeah, I haven't really hit my mana, which is very bizarre in the deck.
So that's not common right now?
Not common, no. I can power out Sabsunin on turn 3 sometimes, which is absolutely nuts, because the thing's indestructible. Why they put indestructible on that thing, I have no idea. It feels good for me, but it feels kind of bad for them.
Right.
I know if I think eventually this particular commander is going to be elevated to a more intense tier, just because of how strong it is. And so I'll probably be fighting things that'll be equally as nasty in the ranked roster. Like fighting against, for example, things like Sauron from the Lord of the Rings set.
Yeah, what's he like as a commander?
Oh, it's horrific, because you have to sacrifice a legendary creature just to target him.
Wow.
And he makes orcs every time you play a spell. Your opponent plays a spell. He does so many things. Very powerful commander.
Jeez.
Okay, so I'm drawing my 2 cards because I got an odd mana amount of cards, counters on her. And let's see here.
I see you got one counter on your commander here.
She can't attack or block because there's an odd amount. So there is a kind of a drawback where you can't use or defend yourself if you're outnumbered or whatever if she has odd counters. Now, because of counter manipulation, you can fix this on the fly. At the moment, I don't have a whole lot of options to do that, though. So it's just I have to wait for her to go on the next turn to be able to attack or block with it.
So Miller's saying he's brutal. Buddy has him. Braids is just as bad, and she just got unbend in commander.
Unbanned, yeah. There are certain cards that because they've made a new ranking system that makes it more fair for certain pools. Like if people want to play, let's say, because they have 1 to I guess 10 tier listing for commander. If it's a 10, it's like the most cutthroat, salty thing. Like, you know, people that get angry about losing against stuff that's weird, that does unfun things, you know, beware, don't go into this kind of match, you know, if you're playing with real people. A 1 is like, I made the most janky, ineffective, but fun, it has cool art in it kind of deck. That's like your, you know, it's not powerful, but it's just there. That's kind of like your top and bottom of that ranking system. Okay, now she's at A8, and now I can attack her block. Indestructible, trample, and reach. Alright, so I'm going to put out this, because this is part of what I do, is that this doubles the number of one counters I get on a creature whenever an effect will put them on it.
Not sure how I feel about a gigantic frog woman with breasts.
Yeah, that is also the psychological terror.
I'm so confused.
That comes with this. It's like I saw this, like I have to build this.
True Fire Captain, phenomenal.
This has never happened. I have all these reach creatures in play at the same time.
It's very cool to see, you know, on the other side there, just all these like death touch and reach creatures.
Bow and arrows, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even gonna bother. Like it's like trying to like, you know, like that's just trying to throw my my head up against the gates of Jericho, you know.
Yeah. And there's no trumpets.
I got nothing. I'm standing in front of the gates of Jericho, and I don't have a trumpet or the Lord, and I don't have a key.
So now I'm not drawing cards because I'm getting double counters, so now it's always even. So I can go strictly on the offensive. Also, I have Hornet Queen, and I don't know if you've seen this before, but this is a silly card.
2/2 flyer, death touch. When this creature enters, create 4 1/1 green insect creature tokens with flying and death touch. Holy smokes.
And, oh yeah, I forgot about the Champion of Lampholt's ability. Whenever a creature enters a battlefield, she gets a 1/1 counter. But her other caveat is that creatures I can control are unblockable as long as they're higher on 1/1 counters than my opponent's creatures.
So so we're starting to see some of that 1/1 counter strategy come into play here. Hey, throw him to sleep. Was he up for a while?
Well, you can do 11 damage to me because True Fire Captain is gonna like probably block one of them and deal a lot of damage to me.
Well, I mean, this is, you know, I wanted to just kind of show off. Just a showcase here, but Yeah, let me view the battlefield here a little bit. One of True Fire Captain, I think, is an unsung hero for Guilds of Ravnica. Just an amazing card. Have you really had a chance to kind of like absorb True Fire Captain?
Yeah, I played it in standard a long time ago. 'Cause remember, like Arena's kind of old now. In longevity, I played with it in my red-white beatdown deck that I've had. Kind of like yours.
That's exactly what it is. It's a beatdown. You know, it's 4 mana, 2 in red, 2 in white. So it's kind of tough to cast, but if you build the deck with this in mind, you can do it. It's a 4/3. It has Mentor on it. So when it attacks along with another creature, you give that other creature a 1/1 counter as long as its power is less. And as a 4/3 creature in Boros, you're likely going to have that. I mean, this is phenomenal with cards like Healer's Hawk, a 1/1 for 1 with lifelink, because now you're going to be, upgrading Healer's Hawk to, a 2/2, and now that's even more life coming back at you. But here's the great thing about this card. It's not its offensive ability, but its defensive ability. When it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage back. Not to the card, not to target permanent, but directly to the player. And it's a sneaky little way. I have won games recently on just the opponent did not know that this was part of the card. And I blocked damage coming at me that otherwise would have ended the game and killed me. And in fact, averted the end of the game, deflected the damage coming at me, and finished the game by killing the opponent because of that reflected damage.
Absolutely.
Hilarious.
So, like in this case, a ginormous creature, and let's say my life wasn't so hot. Maybe I was at 10. It would have been a draw, actually, because I think the damage would have hit at the same time. It would dealt me 10 damage, depending on what you blocked. Also, if someone's playing Burn, and they do a bunch of damage to it, like Banefire, all that damage is getting reflected.
Yeah, pretty incredible stuff. All right. I think the last thing I want to do tonight is I want to show you another deck that I had created recently.
Okay.
And this is my Ajani aggro deck.
Johnny, so I'm guessing there's a life gain, a kind of sub theme here.
Yeah, definitely. Life gain is a sub theme. So we're coming in with a Johnny's Welcome and Charm Stray. But then things turn a little bit different with Mass Hysteria, where all creatures have haste. So I'm hoping to get a Johnny's Welcome and Mass Hysteria, on the battlefield early in the game. This way, I'm moving fast, right? I'm beating down fast. The card that this deck is built around is Ajani Nektal Pariah. He enters, so he's a legendary creature, a 1/2 legendary creature for 2 mana in white. When he enters, he creates a 2/1 cat warrior token. Whenever one or more other cats you control die, it transforms into the Planeswalker. Now here's the thing. He enters as a 3 loyalty Planeswalker. If I add 2 loyalty, I get a cat token. No, I'm sorry. If I add 2 loyalty, I put a 1/1 on a cat I control. He has a 0 cost ability as well. And this is the fun part. I get to create a 2/1 token, cat token. All right. When I do, if I control a red permanent, okay, think about Mass Hysteria. If I control a red permanent, this card deals damage equal to the number of creatures I control to any target.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a 0 cost ability. So if I have red permanents on the on the battlefield, I'm doing that amount of damage to any target, which includes the player. Now, I've got mass hysteria here, right? But then I also have frontline heroism, which is an enchantment that just spits out creature tokens all over the place. A Johnny's Pride Meat, which obviously gets bigger when you gain life. Feather Flight, so I can bring some of these creatures up into the air and kind of skirt around some other creatures.
And draw a card too, I think.
Yeah, Brimaz, King of Oreskos. He attacks, creates a token. Minimus.
He's great.
Yeah, I love him. He's awesome. Minimus Containment, because need that enchantment control on the other side. Archon of Sun's Grace. Every time he's a 3/4 flyer with lifelink with Constellation. Whenever I cast an enchantment, this guy spits out a 2/2 flyer.
Oh, he's absolutely wonderful.
Phenomenal card. Love him.
I play him in Siona, which is another deck that I haven't done yet.
And
You've probably seen it before.
No.
It's Wonder Woman.
Tell me about this one.
So she's 1 green white, and whenever you play an aura on a creature, doesn't have to be her, she makes a white soldier token. And because this is all aura and enchantment theme, Archon of Sun's Grace makes a lot of tokens.
She was from Theros Beyond Death.
Yes.
Yeah. I know the card. Yeah, she's awesome. Definitely Wonder Woman. And then this one, Leonin War Leader, one of my favorite cards.
Oh, so good.
So good. It's a 4/4 cat soldier for 4 mana in white. And then whenever this 4/4 attacks, it creates 2 cat tokens, 2 1/1 tokens.
It's so good because I played that in my aggro, red-white aggro, when I first started playing Arena, because I needed to get, win enough so I could get enough cards to make, more decks. This guy was a breadwinner.
Love it. Not sure. Do you remember what set Leonin War Leader came out in?
The original Arena set, judging by the A on there. Like, this guy is OG for Arena.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and what Miller said, that he was excited to see the Cloud and Sephiroth dual decks. And I think he was talking about Sephiroth himself, because Sephiroth in the gives all creatures -2, and if you blink him, you can just board wipe, which is pretty nice repeatable ability.
Wow, a blink board wipe.
Yeah, I mean, he gives everything -2, which is, black does something like that. But if you have a way to kind of remove him and then put him back into play, he's blue and black. Blue has some abilities to do that as evasion, but like for him, evasion just resets his abilities, so that makes it -4, and it keeps on stacking every time you blink him.
Alright, so this guy just put down Fountain of Renewal. It's an artifact. Beginning of your upkeep, you gain 1 life. So, I'm going to want to bounce that off the table ASAP.
It might be playing some kind of life gain strategy that's, no. Soul Warden. Oh, yeah. He's playing life gain. Like you?
Yeah. All right, swinging in. Hopefully he targets the 2/1 create the cat. Nah, did not. If I can get him to attack one of these, or I should say, block and kill one of these cat tokens, I'll have a chance to transform a Johnny.
Right. Although this guy's probably has read what your guy does, so you kind of have to force them into a position where they have to block. Yeah. Where it's like, oh, the life is just not worth it at this point. I have to block. Yeah. There used to be decks called Soul Sisters where they have variants of Soul Warden, and they do something, and they just gain ridiculous amounts of life.
He could double block a Johnny and remove him.
Yeah, you don't want to give him flying.
Yeah. Thinking maybe I'll get a Johnny into the air now. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not working with a lot right now. I got two copies of Feather Flight in my hand.
Well, I mean, that's your ticket to getting the next card and giving something evasion, which is great for ensuring your damage, especially when they're perhaps playing a life gain deck.
What do you think? I mean, I'm kind of wondering if maybe I should hold off on the enchantment aura until Arcana Sun's Grace comes in, if it does.
Well, I mean, you have, what, 3 copies in your deck?
I think so, yeah. It's either 3 or 4.
Right. Although one might be draw you into the one you're looking for.
Dawn of a New Age. When this enchantment enters with a hope counter for each creature you control at the beginning of your end step, remove a hope counter from the enchantment. If you do, draw a card. Then, if this enchantment has no hope counters on it, sack it, and you gain 4 life. Okay, so life gain and card draw.
Dawn of a New Age, yeah.
Getting flooded over here. I think I'm gonna put Feather Flight on Pride Mate. That's just a smart move.
It's also, if you're protecting the Pride Mate, you want to keep it that way.
Choose a token for the copy to target. Landon Warleader joins the fray. Let's go full swing.
Yeah, you have momentum now.
Yeah. Well, there goes my enchantment.
Well, how many cards do they have in their hand?
He's got 5.
Okay, so he's got plenty of gas in the tank if he wants to resist.
Yeah, sure. Let's do Feather Flight on Lane and War Leader. Maybe not right now.
Oh yeah, that's always so good.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna do full swing. Full swingy ding.
Yeah, the War Leader having flying is like, well, it keeps making tokens.
Up in the air for a Johnny. Oh no! I thought that you would escape damage if I put wings on him like that at flash. At flash speed. I learned a thing. Oh, he gave up.
Well, I'm I'm certain they said the tokens are never gonna stop. This guy's gonna life gain more than me, probably. Yeah, that was the right decision.
2 achievements.
Oh yeah, I like the achievement system. I think that was nice. Of course, you can also have like emotes now, which is nice.
Yeah, it's a good
Or
add.
emote.
I don't know. Like, maybe you can explain this to me? All right, what is this? Oh, the virtuous. Oh, cool. I just got that. Let me set that as my default. That is cool. I just got that that title, the virtuous. What are these things? So I got this over here, heal up, right? Is this like a card art style that I unlocked? I don't know. What do you think?
Overall on your deck building on that particular deck, or
Oh no, I was asking about the achievement here. So I got this achievement, heal up, and so I completed it, and then I got. I mean, what is this reward? Is this like a card art style that got that I unlocked or something?
And no, Steve, for each one that you unlock, not all of them give you something, but they increase your, rank. See how you have that bar, and then there's milestones. Well, for each one of them you unlock, it gets you closer to the next milestone. The next milestone, I think, is a avatar. That's at 10.
Got it. Okay, so it's not like you're so every achievement you earn is getting you closer to a milestone reward. Got it. All right. Maybe one more game of a Johnny Aggro and then we'll call it a night.
Yeah, let's see how. That one was slowed down because the dude had life gain. I'm pretty sure that with you can beat down pretty quickly with it without that kind of problem.
Yeah, I think so. And then that'll be it. I think we'll call it a night after this. It's getting super late for everyone.
Oh yeah.
All right. Turn 1, a Johnny's Welcome. Nice to see Minimus Containment. Not always nice to see it in your opening hand, though.
Well, I do. Well, of course, the style I'm playing, I do.
Yeah, of course.
I need to stop my opponent's commander from ever entering play. And it's a brutal thing to do, but like every time they play their commander, having an answer for it, it really slows them down because they have to pay 2 every time you remove it to recast it.
Does anyone ever leave the game because you've done that?
Oh yeah, or you hated their commander out to where it's almost impossible to pay for it anymore. Yeah, people do leave because people don't expect that much removal back to back to back. But, the way I build some of these things, it's just inevitability that I'm going to have removal waiting in hand the whole time. Multiple copies. Sometimes I've had games where I've had like 3 removals in the first 5 turns drawing.
This, this enchantment's getting bounced. Frontline Heroism seems to be a bit of a beast. So you got a 2/2 creature here. Creatures you control power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. If an ability of a creature you control power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Oh, wow. All right.
Oh, I love that.
What do you think? You think I should Minimus Containment this sucker?
Yes, do that.
100%, right? Like, that's definitely a deck
You have
edit for
to.
this guy. He's got to go.
People use that as a commander.
Yeah, he's got to go. All right, let's do full swing. 3/4 and a 1/1 plus that 1/1 cat creature token coming out. Bing bang boom. Pass turn. Three first strike death touch. Look at this. Whenever this card deals combat damage, choose one. Draw a card, lose a life, destroy an enchantment, or remove up to 3 counters from a target permanent. Yikes. Go ahead and Minimus Containment that one too.
Like, dude, when can I get a break?
Target artifact or creature gains hexproof and indestructible till end of turn, then scry 1 at instant speed. That's no good, man. I don't like that. I don't like how that felt.
Oh yeah. They're definitely feeling the heat on life total.
Feeling the heat. I'll tell you what, though. I mean, that guy was really, like, completely unwilling for me to bounce that creature off the table. That thing is super important to him. Good to know that. Do I choose to lose life or opponent draw a card? You know, I'm going to choose to lose life. I've got some life gain here, you know? I can make it work out. Archon of Sun's Grace is going to hit the table. And no attacks. Got to hold off a little bit. I'm thinking another copy of Archon of Sun's Grace. He's got nothing in the air.
Yeah, that spells disaster.
Yeah, he's got nothing in the air. I mean, how many cards could he possibly have in his hand to bounce a creature and all that, you know? Ooh, he's attacking with the first strike and death touch. I think I should have Breamaz and my 2 tokens block him. Let's get this guy off the table.
Gone, baby, gone.
Okay, what happened here? How come I blocked with all those guys and he did not die? That had to be the misplay of misplays.
Oh.
See that?
It takes a long time for it to catch up on my side, but I'm looking for it.
Let's see what happens here. Quick shout out to the chat room. Thank you so much for hanging out with me late at night. This is the Paladin's Tavern, and my name is Joe. And I stream 5 nights a week. Great to have you. Tokens all over the place. I don't know, Ian. What do you think? You think I'm going to be able to squeak a win through? Looking a little rough here. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with no blocks. And yeah. Maybe I should have blocked with a token on that, because now he's deciding destroy an enchantment, draw a card, right? Ooh. Gotta go with Arcana Sun's Grace on this. And we're gonna do a full swing here, because his Death Touch creature is tapped out. So let's see what happens. Should be an interesting turn of events here. Okay, pass and turn over to me. Wow, got him down to 2. And taking action, Johnny is turning into...
There is no world where my
okay, let's put a 1/1 counter on each creature which I don't control any cats.
For the pride!
Shoot. There's another missed turn. Misplay. That's right. It's, quarter to 2 in the morning on my side, so misplays are alright, I suppose. Maybe this guy will decide to attack a Johnny and free me up to swing in for that last 2 life he's got. Wondering if he has any ability to gain life on his side. I'm not seeing anything readily apparent. Nothing in the sky. This guy's got no flyers, and I'm totally exploiting that weakness right now. That's the only thing I think is... would have won me the game. Jeff Pack for the raid. Party of 6. Jeff Pack, how are you? Welcome back. No blocks on this one. Jeff Pack, oh my gosh, welcome back. How long have you been streaming again? Great to have you back. Hey, Paladin. Hello. So nice to see you again. Tonight was the first night back playing some Morrowind. Ah, awesome. Fantastic. Yeah, big, ouch. I got nailed for a lot. And that's the win. Very good. He gave up. Gold. Rank 2. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I've hit rank 2 in gold. I'm very happy. Wow, tonight was the first night back playing some Morrowind. Fantastic. Huge Elder Scrolls fan. I think I told you this a long time ago. I ran an Elder Scrolls podcast for, I don't know, 8 years. Did very well. Got to know some Bethesda devs, some devs for ZeniMax Online Studios as well. It was really, really a lot of fun. Morrowind, probably my least favorite Elder Scrolls game. But I was a much bigger fan of Skyrim, Oblivion, and Daggerfall. Believe it or not. Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. Huge fan of that game. So, just unlocked Night of Doves. Jeff, are you a fan of Magic the Gathering? Have you ever played? Great having all you folks here. I'm seeing some old time friends like Jules Quests and Puerto Rican B. Welcome back. Nice seeing you guys. So just want to let you know, I stream 5 nights a week, Monday through Friday. Monday, Tuesday in Lotro, Lord of the Rings Online. Wednesday, Thursday in Magic the Gathering, and Friday nights I do Friday Night D&D with my beautiful wife Jenny. And we're in Roll20, throwing dice. So if you're not following, and that sounds great to you, hit that follow button, and we'll see you. We'll see you at 11 p.m. Eastern. So Jeff's saying, I'm enjoying Morrowind quite a bit. I like the concept of Magic, but I find it overwhelming. Yeah, it definitely can be overwhelming. Yeah, that's 100% true. Miller says, on and off since I was like 7 back in 1997. I feel old now. Gotta head out. Just lost power here, says Miller. All right, man. Well, listen, Miller, thanks for being here. Thanks for the follow. God bless you. Hope to see you soon. And I think that's going to be it for me as well. It is quite late, 10 to 2, so I am going to be heading off. But it was great having my buddy Ian here doing some deck tech and some chat on that. I had a lot of fun in Arena tonight. Jeff, it is phenomenal to see you back. I'm so happy you have returned. I've missed you. I've thought about you often, wondering how you were, if you're okay. I've reached out maybe once or twice on Discord to see if things were okay with you, and so I didn't want to pry too much, but just checking in, and so I'm really happy to see you back. And if are you going to be streaming on the regular? If so, let me know, and I'd be happy to jump in on your streams and just hang out with you a little bit. All right, I'm gonna bounce. So, thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Once again, I multi-stream on Twitch, on YouTube, on Kick. So Jeff Pack's saying not on a schedule really, but we'll try and do it fairly regularly. Well, I'm glad I'm following you, because whenever you do go live, I'm gonna get that notification. So I'll see you very soon. I'm super happy you're here. By the way, speaking of following, if you're not following on Twitch, I'd like to ask you for your follow. If you are watching later on on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, thumbs up. You know, all that stuff really helps to grow the channel, and encourages me to do more of what I do. So thanks again, everyone. Be safe, and as always, God bless.